Consulate. Now, we always talk about this in Pro League. Like, we have three players from the Penta team. We have Joonas, we have Fabian, and we have Pengu. Now, these three players are some of the best players on Consulate you will ever see. Yeah. So, taking them on Consulate, just Fabian and Pengu on their own, is a very difficult challenge. That's why you see BK is watching, obviously picking the map. Consulate should be a win for BK is watching, but then you go into map number 2, and that's where they played online, and it was a win for them. But how will ENCE actually work on that? Because they played a very good Oregon, they played a very good Chalet, so here, in this case, Oregon would be a very good map for them. If they go to map 3, Border has to be the most important map in this series if ENCE want to take it through and actually establish themselves.
I definitely agree. They need to win Border no matter what. Consulate, if we look at the first games they had where they played with Sam and Angel Eyes in Assembly, that was a really close Consulate, but they had to get another guy to play Blackbeard instead of Pengu, right? And pulling him off Blackbeard was probably the right decision, seeing as they needed an extra frag, and it was an easier way to work with these new guys on the team. But now they've got 2 other Pro League players with a lot of experience.
Yes.
So seeing them go into their original roles, which I would assume at least, is probably going to be quite the bump on the Consulate place.
We are already on the stage with the first of our 2 teams, so please put your hands together and welcome BK is watching to our stage. And of course, they need some opponents, so welcome BK's watching, but now it's time to meet their opponents in ENCE Esports. That is a man with a fresh confidence in his face. That's what you get for winning a championship. Yeah, it's been a long road for ENCE, they say themselves, but they have now got it. Teams are on the stage, they're ready to take their seats, and we can get this game going in just a moment. Guys, thank you very much. Please sit down and get yourselves ready.
I think when you go in, you got to, like, the most important thing isn't so much being relaxed about it, but you just got to know that even if you lose, there's still more games to come, right? So
there we go. We're starting off with our first map, Consulate, of course, on the attack. Our ENCE Esports from Finland, with Panari going for the Hibana, the Thermite, the Buck, the Blackbeard, and the Ash. Of course, that's Kanto Raketti on the Ash. On the defense with Val, Legion, Smoke Dog, and Illa. And Joonas is going for the Legion, usually a role that we see pinned up by Fabian. A bit of a different mindset as we used to see before, where Fabian loves to play that Legion around yellow stairs, but it's definitely doable by having Joonas in that position. But the Doc.
Well, I'll jump in on the Valkyrie first. It's pretty rare that we see a Valkyrie played on this map without an IQ on the second team. That seemed to have been the meta for a long, long time. So that Valkyrie might come in really handy, especially if they can burn enough time for Legion to get some of the after plant or the close to plant traps in, right?
But how much does this rely on the Doc staying alive with his roamers?
For me, honestly, I think the Doc is only pulled to take the long angles to the outside, and that's it. I think he's meant to be played way more aggressive. He's not really meant as an anchor, because this entire thing is about keeping them away from actually getting in the building. So at least normally when you look at an anchor, they're supposed to just keep a sight, right?
Yeah, and we see all of that focus from BK is watching. They're just set up so close up to the main hallway. They're just waiting up until somebody peeks them from there, but it's just not happening yet.
And every single guy is within at least some sort of close distance to a teammate. So if, let's say, Doc is about to get a frag, then Smoke can walk in and they can smoke them, keep them away from the site for X amount of time, so the rest of the defense can push in and still hold. And
this is a really good spot from Pengu, actually shotgunning the floorboard right below him. So they have, basically how BK is watching operates is that when they're defense on console, it's that they open up very specific floorboards because that allows them to take, oh, that is a very nice
I guess you don't need an IQ when you have a shadow.
Yeah. That is very true. One of the best players basically in Rainbow Six, but Pengu will land kill number 1 and take down Shate using one of those open holes.
And more importantly, losing Buck when they're going for an upstairs clear, that means like removing the floor is not anything that's going to happen anytime soon for them now. They could use some of the Ash charges to do that, or even some of the Havana ones, but that's just unlikely to too much of a gamble.
And now they have to rely, like BK's watching has to rely on
run out on Blackbeard.
Yeah. runs out, takes down Bunsi, so no more Bunsi on the outside. They're basically trying to pinch Pengu away, but in doing so, they lose 2 players, not really do any damage. BK is watching. Oh, the jump on in, here we go. Kill coming in the way of Joonas. 2 players left alive, and that's Pani going in for the headshot. Spray down on a Pengu, finally taking him out. Smoke just stuck in it, down half HP, and Wilkie's on his own versus 4. Joonas very low on health here, but will be able to take down Panari as Wilkie is last alive in the tellers. And Joonas knows where he's at. He's trying to go for a quick peek and quick headshot as Renuilz gets the cleanup on Panari. A very good start from Penta.
Watching Panari get a kill while almost holding a Claymore, but you also want someone being able to run out. That then I guess is going to be Renuilz just opening up with the impact nade, leaving it open later for a pulse. Because generally, having Ella run out like that is a little bit, I don't think it's worth it, because it's a 50-bullet gun. Like, she can keep spraying at a window for a minute straight, right, without ever reloading. Your Pulse is a little bit more agile when it comes to that stuff. He's a bit more accurate on the sprays and stuff.
So you can't have him go for a run-up and then just immediately run back.
Ella's amazing for running out, right?
Yeah.
But she's just so important.
Not just for the mines, but also the killing potential. Just usually you'll have her in yellow stairs. You'll have them in staircases where you will every single time win your gunfight.
Here we just see him looking for, he just wants to find out what the entry point is. They don't have a Valkyrie, so they don't really know where they're going to enter. Now, him playing alone in the opposite end of the map, he's never going to get caught off guard, because he can always C4 a hatch if necessary. He can always go basement, do full rotate, get yellow stairs guy to come down and, you know, hold his hand as he runs back up the side.
Yeah, well, should be hearing them along the outside here as ENCE are setting up to go. Fabian sits up as well and just trying to open up his pulse. Somebody outside, and well, he at least hears Wilkie, so now he has the information.
Exactly.
And now they know where to rotate their players. Secretly is going to be held up in the console front desk, so he can just peek through yellow stairs. Gets shots from the back, but the ADS is going to get taken down, not him. Shate in a very, very good position there.
This is such a good angle for holding yellow, but how to say, the chance you're taking by being so focused on yellow out on the balcony really leaves you open to either C4 or run out a jump or, you know.
This is what Secretly might be trying to do here. Flash going to go right down onto him. We'll pull back. Wilkie just holding up in case if somebody jumps up outside into him. Fabian just giving info. Smoke's going to get used here. 2 still left with 1 kill each here. Reynolds get traded off for Panari. Wilkie down. No more thermite. It's not the most important of kills so far, but still kills coming in from Pengu and Panari. Kanto with 1 on us Secretly, leaving the Blackbeard still alive. Can support them from that window, but Pengu's low on HP. Joonas will be able to get 1 on Panari, turn it into a 2v2, but they have not been able to eliminate the Blackbeard here. Oh, the damage from the first impact, and they actually drop Bunsi. No more Blackbeard to use. He'll get taken down and last alive here. Kanto Raketi, one of the best players in Rainbow Six Siege Pro League, and he just falls back here. He's got a ton of HP, but the diffuser is just going to get camped and by DK's watching.
You got 1 smoke grenade left. You got X amount of lesion mines.
He's 15 seconds remaining. That's basically game for you.
And he's in a lesion mine now. He has to get the lesion mine out, get the bomb and plant. This is impossible for him.
He's going to try to go for the kills here. Kanto Raketi, 3 seconds remaining, but everybody's away from him. Nobody wants to face him. And at the last second, Pengu will run out and get the kill.
And here you see discipline, right? They know he's not going to win it unless they throw it. You can't hunt them because you can't sprint with Blitz when he's got lesion mines, right? And you got to stand still, pull your shield away to pull it out. So it's like 50 damage done per lesion mine if you have someone looking at it.
And this is one of the attacks where I would probably never use a Blitz, because I know that yellow stairs is such a huge part of this defense.
It's a big chirp, though.
On anything, really, is that anything on console, if you bring this Blitz, you will almost always have to play against the Legion.
But I will say, as long as you can guarantee that where you're going, there's not going to be a C4 operator holding. Because if they can get a C4 behind you, you're done.
Oh, Wilkie almost getting taken down here, but Kanto will land kill number 1 on Joonas. No more Legion, so already there's only 2 Legion traps that have been used. Only 2 Goo Mines. And this gives Shate so much room to work.
That is actually exactly what they needed. Now they got the 1 C4 on Valk to counter Blitz, and they got your Ella Mines. That's it. Otherwise, Blitz should not be dying.
Kanto Raketi on the list of guard yet again.
Especially, you'll most likely see Shadow playing with his right side very close up to the doorway to block his right shoulder. So only his left leg is a little bit visible.
Now they still have to deal with the ally that's still in the main lobby. He goes in for the 1v1, and Renuilz will get taken down. He's ready for the second, but Shot is already cleared up the side, and nobody is waiting for them in the bathroom. Now usually a big part of this defense is holding on to the bathroom so that you don't open up the entire floor for your opponents. Now there's no Buck to do maximum damage, but you still have Kanto, who will get picked up here.
Immense amount of map control from ENCE there, but that reset left.
Pengu with the kill on Panari. Secretly just sitting behind that yellow stairs, and Pengu's just going to heal himself up.
That reset might have been a mistake. That left 2 people out of the entire fight for a few seconds, which was enough. I don't know if it was miscommunication or what happened, but they continued an attack.
It's like they slipped. The attack continued, but your Blackbeard and your Ashe are so far away. They're not in the fight at all.
They had a 5v3 on match point. You don't need to reset that Ashe. Use her to gain info. Let her run in. Maybe she kills someone, maybe she doesn't. But at least you have someone, a Blackbeard, to shield someone to follow up.
Now Diffuser is going to get picked up. There is no smoke to be played here for BK's watching, but they still have 2 roamers and a dock, and that's plenty when you can just hold up to angles. Now the most important part for BK's watching is to peek at the same time. 2 people onto 1 player. They realize that Kanto's right behind them. They might just go and take him out or isolate Boonsy, but goes in for the 1v1, secretly actually dropping down and taking down Boonsy with the shots to the lower body, leaving Kanto all on his own. And the quick pickup from Fabian, and Kanto Rakati will go down. BK's watching is still in this first map. What is this?
You need someone there to help. If you lose it, there has to be someone that drops instantly, gets that frag before he resets his aim, reloads, or relocates.
Well, Kanto Rakati going yet again for a quick peek from the bathroom. Renuilz not going to be walking out just yet. He's expecting some sort of peek either coming from the consulate chambers or from the outside bathroom. That's secretly sitting up by yellow stairs. Shate might just be waiting around for him as Kanto pulls back on the ally. Joonas is droning in, spots him, but will lose out the drone. Smoke mine's going to get thrown out, and there are no more mines.
Kanto and Pengu going to meet here.
Ooh, Pengu, the 1v1 fragger fight. Kanto Rakati will get taken down. No more Ella. And not having Kanto or Ella, that is a huge loss.
It's rare you get to see such a fair one-on-one between Ashe and Ella.
We used to talk about the Jaeger versus Ashe back in the day. Now it really is the Ella versus Ashe. And, more to come soon, though. Shate still holding off, just waiting until somebody from BK is watching.
This is such a naughty angle because peeking in here, it's almost impossible to get
he doesn't spot the second one, though, and he's going to get taken down. Oh, no, he reses himself up. He's trying to get into a better position. They realize it's a dock, but he's so slow. Just has to pull back. Boonsy will be able to take down 1 now, leaves it in the 3 versus 4 in the favor of BK's watching. Shate still setting up behind that white.
Shate getting a little bit too happy about that guy running up the stairs instead of just holding his ankle.
Still, yet again, taken down secretly, straight up headshot. Now there's no Thatcher to deal around with. Fabian is still alive. He's going to be opening up the garage door very soon, and he already has. Reynolds on the Hibana, still setting up right behind. He's going to be droning in for Fabian. Joonas setting up from above. Might just see him throwing in Candelas for them to push in, but Fabian does not even care. Goes in for the 1v1. Shate will get taken down. Boonsy, though, on 1. Jumping up. Boonsy will get the second, leaving it in a 2 versus 1. Reynolds on his own. ENCE can take it here, but missing all the shots. Boonsy will get shot down, giving a bit of info. Reynolds low on HP. Wilkie going in for the 1v1 behind the car. Right in front of B-side, just runs back in. Boonsy on the floor. Reynolds will finish him off. Still has a lot of time to play around with, but with not much HP, Wilkie's just going to set back, and that plant should go down from Reynolds.
Pro stone fake.
It's very good that he's using the reinforced wall to just his advantage, jumping in for the 1v1. Wilkie misses, and Reynolds will hit the shot. Wilkie going down, straight up headshot. Reynolds, one of the best players in Sweden in the EU, coming back after so long, and that was a fantastic clutch. Even when he plays for the team, he's able to get 2-3 kills every round, and that's the beauty of having a player like this.
I think when they give Kanto something, they go, can you just bring 2 barbed wires? And he goes, yeah, sure. What do you want me to play? I don't care. Just go out and just kill a lot of people before they get in.
Getting into the mindset.
I swear that's going to be the strat.
So Pengu on the Blackbeard as Joonas bit by bit moves in. Kanto unable to get the frag. Opal back in admin.
This all came down to like, are you peeking in the correct second or are you a bit too fast?
And here we go, kill number 1. Pengu takes down Shate straight to the face. No more Legion. Shate is still one of the best Legions in the game, but now only 2 of your fuel mines have been set up again.
Yeah, we're actually seeing Legion not survive for even close to as long as he should.
Kanto almost getting the shot on Renuilz here. He needs the support from his teammates. Goes in for the 1v1 and unfortunately will get traded off. Killing off the Ela for half a HP on the Ying and losing the Hibana on this kind of attack is not the best of trades.
I don't know. I don't think that's a favorable trade at all.
Yeah.
Not even close. And losing Legion this early pretty much removes the reason to play Legion.
You want him to stay alive. It's like Smoke. The more he's alive, the better he can do.
I mean, Smoke, Mira, and Legion are in the same category.
Oh, going in for the run-up, but Pengu is ready to reload very quickly here. Boonsy is still set up on the back of the site, and now ENCE are down to 2 players versus the 3 of BK is watching, and ENCE might just be getting a bit too trigger happy.
Yeah, but this, you gotta be careful, because as long as Smoke has a few smoke grenades left, it's not just a 2v3. It's a 2v3 with a smoke that can keep everyone away from one entrance, right?
But he relies on Wilkie holding,
and he only has 1 smoke grenade left.
That is the problem. That is not much, especially with a minute 13 on the clock. That is a lot to play around with. The smoke mine is going to open up right into him. Can't go over the plant. And BK is watching. Will take round number 1 in overtime.
That was a beautiful little team play. Find stuff outside the building, belt cams early, and maybe shoot the occasional mute jammer or something through the floor. But you're also going to be really careful. You don't get C forward. Just generally having... I guess when we come out with the new pistol buff, that's going to change a lot because you're not as afraid of having your pistol out as your primary. But right now, it's quite the handicap having your gadget up.
Well, Bunsen just opening up the main doorway. Joonas spraying down just a bit and will retreat back. We don't want to see the Legion being lost in the first 20 seconds of the game.
No, he has to stay alive until at least a minute left.
Yes. Just to have those at least 6 of those mines that have been thrown out. Now, we do see a lot of damage done to Secretly. I'm not too sure. Maybe it was a rolling in grenade or maybe team damage. I'm not sure, actually. But he's holding down by White Van, just trying to spray down and support Joonas from above. It's a pretty cheeky hole, but that might come back to bite them, actually.
I think Joonas might be... it might be tickling a little in him to jump out here.
Yeah, he's getting ready, and I'm not a fan of this kind of run out. Shate holding down, just waiting for him to peek.
You can see he has 2 unused mines on him right now. I'm all for him peeking, but he's got to put those down.
Oh, here we go. As we talk about it, Shate runs in, gets kill number 1 on Joonas, and again, that is, as you were saying, 2
I'm sorry
could have been used.
That is not okay. Like, you could have dropped those at right where you're standing. At least it's 20 damage. Or at least it's slowing people down for a little bit.
You throw one right at you, and then you fall back into the backside of the bathroom. You play your advantage.
Damn, you can throw one at the other guy, and then when he shoots that, you can run at him, right? Just use your gadgets. Oh, and here we see this shield goes back a long time. This is like, in EU, we call this the Secretly shield. And when Secretly puts this down, everyone goes, why is that there? Then he plays there a little bit, and everyone goes, oh, okay, I see now.
Because you can basically deny 3 angles at the same time.
Great spot. Keep you safe from the hatch.
You see the line of sight. Yes. Basically, everything is blocked, and it's very difficult to acquire the headshot directly. He needs to make sure that he's still on top and facing the shield down. Go. Wilkie's still droning in. We'll lose out the drone. Boonsy trying to peek in bit by bit. 45 seconds remaining. There is no smoke basically to use here. But Pengu has been able to heal up his teammates. Renuilz is going to set up, but Fabian will get kill number 1 for his team. Taking down Shate. No more IQ, but the IQ has already done her work. Yeah. There's no need to keep her alive anymore. Pengu sprays in, gets the kill on a Bouncy, and now Renuilz gets 1 more for himself. BK is watching, looking super good in this here, but Panari will pick up only Renuilz with his Claymore, turns it into a 3v1. Panari with barely any HP having to deal with Pengu that can heal up his teammates. And, well, the shield that just plays perfectly into Pengu's hands as BK is watching pick up map number 1. We were expecting Consulate to go their way. It was a very hard-fought fight. How would ENCE be feeling after this? Is this a map that they can say, well, this is one of their best maps? Sure, we're not facing Penta, we're facing 3 of those players +2 extremely star players in the region.
I think it's too much of a risk.
It relies on so many variables that, you know, in just a few days, actually, we'll have Sophia to play around with. And
yeah, exactly.
Sophia would be perfect for this kind of role. But
even Dokkaev, just making them audible for a few seconds. Like, it doesn't seem like the Siege is ready for this, you know, setup / execute. It's more of gaining control of X portions of the map, cutting the defenders out of sight, and then going for your plant. It's more methodical.
Very methodical, very tactical in every single one of your approaches, and there where...
Unless you're Kanto and shoot everyone.
Unless, exactly, unless you're Kanto Rackety. But Joonas, yet again, is going to be playing the Legion. And we see Fabian on the mute this time around. Kanto picking up the Twitch, no Ashe this time around. And they want to rely a bit...
Did he get the banner trick off on these advantage charges? I think he did.
I'm not sure. Has Panari already used up his charges?
I am pretty sure he got a double Hibana banner trick there. That is pretty huge.
That is absolutely insane. They don't have a Thermic to deal any much more physical.
Legion down again 1 minute into the game. It's just not okay.
That is absolutely perfect. Pengu taking down the diffuser, diffuser holder basically. Now the diffuser will get dropped on the floor, leaving it in a 3 versus 3. Boonsi will get dropped. Kanto Rackety very low on HP, almost taken down. Shate gets quite a bit of damage done onto him. Goes in for the 1v1 against Bandit, but Pengu, great sprays with the MP7 and just Renuilz holding off the opposite angle. They just peeks in, gets the kill, gets information from his teammate in desk, and then pulls in, gets another kill. Talking about the possible setups of defense and of offense.
Just small things like this. You have smoke running around, opening up all the hatches. Okay, so you drone out, you find out, okay, there's no one in customs. Oh, damn, they have the hatch up. Well, maybe that guy's gonna drop. What are we gonna do then? Are we gonna go up? Are we gonna take control of that? Do we need to leave X amount of people up here to not lose control of it again? What operators have been playing? How much time do we have to attack with these operators on site and these operators roaming? There is so much depth to this game.
Hey, that's why we play it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. So Fabian sitting up on the parking lot alley. Just gonna move in with the buck and
quickly regretting peeking that mirror window.
Exactly.
I'll back out for a minute there.
Panari setting up in the armory blockers, so it's very important. Now Panari's on the mirror, which is not something you would usually see. You would usually see the shot on it. Wookie gets kill number 1, taking down Renuilz, and now you have no Twitch. It's much more difficult to take down those mirror windows from Panari. The Wilkie will get taken down. CCTV will now be in the hold of BK is watching. But they still have to take control of Armory. Because of those holes that have been already opened up, this gives a lot of positioning for Panari to just kill anybody that moves in. Highlighting, especially Kanto Rackety here, as secretly will take him out. As Kanto was trying to go for the back frags here, Pengu will go in for the 1v1 as Shate, taking him out, leaving it 4 for BK is watching. Now Boonsi on the side, Panari trying to peek up and push onto CCTV as he sprays back into it, but he can't really do much against Fabian.
He's in a pretty good position here because he's still like semi-denying the plant below.
But he now drops down and is holding off on the top side of server room. So this gives Fabian just the whole control of the site, and he has not found him yet, but Panari can't really know exactly what's going on. They're just going to hatch.
This can go very, very well and very, very wrong for Panari.
It's going to get thrown in.
Depending on whatever Fabian's going to do when he gets close to this hatch.
Oh, Boonsi though gets the frag, taking down Fabian. Hasn't been able to use his second grenade or even open up everything. They still don't know where Panari is. As I say that, Joonas will take him out. They leave Boonsi all on his own. He throws in the smoke, gets kill number 1, but now needs to reload. Hasn't put himself in a better position to use that 870, and Pengu will clean him up as BK is watching pick up the attacking round. Used a few tricks with the castle with the team.
That's I really hope to see them do it here. You very rarely see it, but it's so depressing to play against.
The castle shuffle.
Yes. So the castle shuffle, for anyone that doesn't know, you put down a castle barricade. Actually, you can see it here.
Yeah.
They've
from
already
both
done
sides.
It, right? Yeah. So you put down your castle barricade, you do your setup, they drone it out, you shoot the drones. You have your teammate pull off the castle barricade in one end of the map and you put it up in another end. They drone in again and everything's moved. They're like, what's going on? Because when you pull your castle barricade down, it teleports back to castle.
Yes, and but you still have both threat sides on the wall.
So you keep just, moving this around, and people don't know, have we actually destroyed these castle barricades? They come to site, and all of a sudden, there's castle barricades on site. They don't have more nades. They don't have a sledge.
It's a very deep strategy, actually.
Actually, sledge dead now. Castle's still up. This is huge. They gotta use nades, Hibana charges, or they gotta melee 12 times.
Oh, Renuilz able to escape the shots of Bonesy on the outside on the fence. And Pengu just staying in armory rockers. There's no point in him peeking out. Sure, he doesn't have a second mirror window to help him, but that's not the biggest problems.
No.
He can just hold in the back. He can run back to the desk or drop below if he needs. Just some quick sprays, maybe finding someone, but Joonas will be able to.
We're probably going to see Buck playing rather defensive right now because they really need Buck. He needs to be alive. He needs to get above and open up some of the floor. Or
he doesn't have anybody to support him, basically, just save him. That's why you have that fifth player to back up the Buck.
This one castle barricade is doing way more than it should.
Completely denying DK.
Yeah. Twitch is out there. She has a rather good ankle, to be honest, but she's still stuck on the stairs and she can't grind.
Kanto trying to peek here bit by bit, and Panari is holding the opposing angle.
We're down to a minute now. Lesion is still alive. We have half of the site cut off with the castle and mirror windows. There's still 2 Elemines in play and Bandit. Like, this is how you waste time.
Yeah, secretly though comes in with the spray of the mirror. Vector gets the kill with Wilkie, but Panari will spray out Joonas. Boonsy low on HP will get pushed by Pengu, taking him out, and still 2 players. Renuilz trying to go for the second frag on Panari, but his teammate will get shot down. Trying to go in for the 1v1, straight up headshot from Panari. He cleans up both players, leaving Fabian all on his own. Fabian jumping down into the waiting room now. Needs to survive, but Kanto has already put himself in a good position. But where's that diffuser? Is it in their hands? Yeah, there we go. It's in hands of Panari. Kanto was not able to plant in the meantime. Going in for the 1v1. Kanto trying to run away.
One hit. He needs one chest shot, and Panari's dead.
Fortunately, you cannot open up that sidewall over here. Was reinforced, and it plays into the hands of the attackers. ENCE. Fabian down to 60 HP. Panari on 40, just holding up the side.
This is slightly awkward. The castle barricade made him not hear where the diffuser was planted.
Unfortunately, the castle barricade, as you're saying, playing into the hands of the attackers yet again. Now it doesn't know what's going on around the site. And not even sure where the attacker is set up. Pretty sure he sees where he's at. Here we go. Fabian going in and clutches the round. Panari will go down. Diffuser. Fabian just...
How does this happen? You throw it at Monty, it makes him drop his extended shield, and it doesn't really give him any notification. It just drops the shield while he's half blind. And he's got to manually extend it again so you can get the foot shot off.
But here's the thing. Since, you know, as an ex-Monty man yourself, what do you think Renuilz is going to try to do here? Is he going to try to push the outside balcony and head into that B site?
Oh.
All right. Secretly, he's going to get taken down.
That changes everything.
That changes everything. There's no support to stand up behind him, but Pengu gets the kill on Shate, taking down the Mira. Something that would have sprayed down.
I mean, this is a decent... Well, this is a... No, it isn't even a decent trade.
It's still more to the ENCE side.
Operator for operator, it's definitely favored for ENCE, but player-wise, you probably want to Shatter alive.
Yes. You want to rely a bit on that.
The Finnish clutch king should not be dead this early. I would have said up until now that Monty would have been used to maybe cover off something like E stairs, the doorway, while you get, like, cover for runouts while you get opening into site with your thermite. Then you'll walk into B door, block off in case they don't have rotate halls, mirror windows, something like that. He's just there to gain you this safety of getting a plant off. You can see they have the opening there to throw smokes into the back of site, but it still forces you to use one of your smokes on Monty or get a B hallway plant as they're going for here.
There we go. So goes into the hallway, sets up the
But this is such a gamble because they don't have control of bottom floor. If anyone was playing down there, this entire plant would have failed.
Oh, Bunsey gets the kill on Fabian. There is no more Thatcher to play around this. Not the end of the days, but the smoke is going to get thrown. Renuilz needs to make sure that he doesn't get taken down. As I say that though, Kanto will take him out. 2 players on the outside.
This might actually go to ENCE really, really quickly here, depending on how they...
Here we go, the Blackbeard Pengu, learning again from the olden days, peeks up, tries to pick up Boonsy, but Boonsy has dropped to the floor. He pulls up the shotgun, can absolutely demolish Pengu if he goes in, and he needs to support Kanto, but breaking the shield. Boonsy is going to get dropped. Kanto is still alive. Kanto can run out and get the kill, but no, Joonas is ready for him in the back, and Kanto Raketi.
This was very well played by Pengu and Joonas.
They were so afraid of that side balcony, but nobody contested him. Well, you know, when you're talking to a champion at this point, maybe there's a very good reason.
I think he's proved himself a few times.
Very much so. So here, Renuilz, I'm not too sure about this kind of engagement. It's much more difficult to control that Alice spray distance.
hear you
when
just
you're
going
facing
for
2 players. Yeah, when you have an L85 against you, it's...
This is just about the amount of bullets. You're just taking the chance that one of your 10 bullets fired in a few seconds is going to maybe connect.
Yeah, one will get a headshot.
Yeah.
If you stay alive, it's
okay. The same with the old school SMG spawn kill. It's not that the SMG was that good at spawn killing. It was the fire rate. There was a decent chance that if you missed, like let's say you were hitting a body shot, there was an actual good chance that you'd just get a headshot. Just off the recoil, right?
Shate setting up on the outside is just going to be sledging open the sides. Now, we've seen BK's watching a lot of times, opening up these sides, and Joonas, just the mindset. He jumps on out expecting this. Every single time, BK's watching open up that sidewall. This one time where they didn't, the sledge was on ENCE. Shate opened up the side. That's where Joonas tried to exploit it. Well, it works out for him pretty well, though. Remember, Renuilz has taken a bit of damage in our early on engagements, but how important is that sledge kill early on?
It's great, but it's not worth a lesion.
Yes.
I want to see Pengu on that lesion because Pengu is used to playing a smoke. He knows the importance of keeping your gadget alive for a long time, and Joonas is such a good aimer. He's so good at being aggressive. Give him the bandit. Let him be a 3-speed.
Joonas always gets the bandit. Why is it here that Pengu is playing the bandit and not the reverse?
I mean, up until now they're winning, but still.
Winning, winning. Maybe it's off of a mistake. It's not because you played the right thing.
No, like I still, it gets to me the lesion. Like, you gotta get the value of the operators. That's why you're picking them.
Because he can be so important. He can be so deadly.
Yeah, we especially up on until the qualifier of this, we saw rounds that were lost because people were in lesion mines.
Well, Boonsey gets one more. Pengu is going to get dropped. No more lesion, no more bandit. 3 versus 4 and secretly trying to spray down. Kanto going in for the 1v1. Trading off, secretly taking him down. Unfortunately, Renuilz runs in still. 70% HP, sprays through the wall, gets the kill. Boonsey's now been dropped. 2v2, Panari and Wilkie up and alive. And Wilkie just holding him from the outside, waiting until Fabian peeks
25 seconds left before it is.
Oh, the spray down from the back of Fabian. Still one more alive, but Renuilz gets the kill. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. BK is watching. We'll get the defuse down 5-3. And we have a new winner, the best team in the Nordic region. It is BK is watching. Who would have expected this, Alex, going into this? Even Panky cannot believe it in this sort of situation. ENCE playing so well. They're Pro League Finals in Brazil. They're set in, they want to defend it. They're so happy, they're so ready for this, but unfortunately...
It went like it did last time.
It went like it did last time. Was it though, and this is what I want to ask you as a former pro, was it more about mistakes that were done by ENCE, or was it more the good plays that were exploited on BK's watching side?
See, that's the hard thing, right? Because the team that kept having deletion issues was the winning one. So honestly, I don't know if it's just the individual skill level that came into play here, if it's just not being able to read them. If you look at the BK's watching, they played different every round. Like, they took so many chances that there's no pattern to how they peaked and how they walked around.
There was just a lot of firefights that ENCE should have won.
Yeah.
Yes. And didn't on repeated occasion, and especially there in that very last round. So they have the numbers advantage, they have an Eller and they have a caster left alive, pushing into toilets and pushing into ventilation. Ventilation. Boonsey drops on the hatch to cover planter, chooses the wrong direction to watch. Wilkie isn't then covering his backside, looking around that long angle. Wilkie then goes, oh shit, lost Boonsey. I'll now turn and watch that long angle. We now have joining us at the desk one of our winners, Fabian. Welcome. I'm going to have to yell across to the other end of the desk here, but I want to get in one question before the rest. I want to talk, and we've been theorying back and forth here. Being on BK's watching, being a mix of Penta, Snook, and Nose, how is the communication in that team? Is it very much, say, Pengu is your in-game leader, or you as the in-game leader, yelling commands and telling people where to play and how to do and what you want them set up around? Or is it a very cool, calm, collected, quiet constitution where it's just calling out enemy positions and letting people do their own thing? How do you run that team?
Tell us the secret.
I think that we have a lot of team synergy with the players we play with right now. It's a lot of Pengu going alone on his own, and then the team playing quite a lot around it. Of course, I think the conditions here, we were kind of cold, all of us. We were freezing a little bit. So the shooting part wasn't really there for everybody. But I feel playing together with that team, it's fun, and we enjoy the game in a different way.
A question, though. why was there so much switching around between operators and players? Like, we said this right before you came in. You know, Joonas playing the Legion, and even though we know that he plays aggressively, and then Pengu playing the Bandit, and then we talked about this before, where you start to focus a lot more on the support play to give your teammates that aggressive potential, but why the misplay sometimes from the Legion?
I think we play different operators. First of all, because we have different play styles, right? And when we have different play styles, if we swap around the operators a lot, it's hard to read. They see a bandit once, they're not going to check which player it is. They're going to find out, oh, there's a bandit. And if that bandit has been playing really aggressive for a few rounds, all of a sudden he might be a passive bandit and another player, and they have no idea. Around everything else, like me playing support operators, well, it has a bit to do with the playstyle, right? Like me playing mute, I'm going to be passive and I'm going to wait for them to come to me, and Joonas going to play aggressive and go to them.
You say that, but the question really comes down to is, okay, Joonas plays aggressive, you're playing the more passive, but Joonas is still playing Legion, who in most lineups is a passive operator. Was there an active decision in, let's use Legion aggressively and surprise them with that? Or was it just that he likes Legion, he likes the weapon, and you weren't too worried about the gadget?
And this is especially from you. This is especially from you, because remember, we've had this so many times, this talk, where you all always tell me, we always want to play the Legion and playing around the traps. Have the traps, have them around yellow stairs, etc. On every single map, there's positions where you can hold down, shut down half of the map because of it. And those aggressive plays, when you jump in, you've already used maybe 1 or 2 of your goo mines. You kind of, lose out on the potential.
Sure, you might lose a few mines, but in the end, if he gets 2 frags, what does 2 mines matter?
That's a fair point.
A fair point.
I want to ask a little bit more referring to the opening game of the season. It's a long way back, I don't know if you remember or not, but you played ENCE on that same map. You played it on Border. Comparing that game versus today's game, it looked, from where we were sitting, as a very similar story. You guys had it all locked down, you had it in the bag, and you just did your thing and it worked. There was a couple of rounds today where Kanto and Panari picked up 2-3 kills at the end of a round, which actually kept ENCE in it for a bit longer. But ultimately, do you feel like ENCE had made much of a change in the way they played from 4 weeks ago to now? Because it didn't look it.
I just think that the randomness that we have with not practicing at all and just having a mixed team, I think the randomness of that does so much. Both for us, like we take it as a positive part, but ENCE have a hard time reading it. I mean, how are you going to read a team that have never practiced together?
Yes.
Where it's a lot of pug style, but it's still in the sense that we have players from, well, the top tier teams that we mix together. So every player knows what they're doing individually and have an idea of what the next step is supposed to be. And then we just pick together like 2 different teams completely, and it works.
I mean, even for us, like watching from a top-down view, it was hard figuring out what they were trying to do sometimes.
Yeah.
And we had all the info.
Yeah, we had all the info. We knew, we had an idea what was happening. But as you're saying, when we were seeing all the operators being swapped around, we started wondering, why is that? And played very well into your hands. Sure, you would, a few rounds, pick the same operators, but you would switch them around between all of the players. And as we're saying, ENCE were not expecting it. Some of the positions where you were using as well, like when you played the Pulse, when you were playing on Consulate, some of these sorts of plays just kind of blindsided ENCE completely, and they didn't really know how to correctly push against it.
I mean, your Vault pick on Consulate forced them to go into an IQ that
where they didn't need an IQ at all.
Valk at all after.
I picked the Valkyrie the first round. They found 2 cameras. I'm not going to play Valkyrie again.
Yeah. But it forced them to play an IQ the next round, and they went up for the nades and the yellow steers, and you had 2 ADSs there, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so a final point I would like to add, at least from my side, is Capcan. How would you really play him on Consulate? Because there's either Capcan does a decent job, or he does absolutely nothing. What's the main thing of having him play around Consulate?
I was freezing, I couldn't shoot, so I picked someone that could do damage. I mean...
That's a pretty meta Nordic Championship special strategy, right?
But it's like, they don't expect that Capcan to be pulled out of nowhere. It's like you jump between Valkyrie, Pulse, and Capcan. Who expects those picks to come in that order? Nobody.
No. All right, so thank you very much, and congratulations again, Fabian, and the rest, of course, BK is watching for that victory. And again, thank you, Zeronic and Milos, for being here and casting and taking us through this final here for Rainbow Six Siege.